Some people say that I made a very extreme life choice to become a monk and to dedicate my life to a spiritual path and to the service of Guru and God. And they are probably right. Other people say that I can be quite fanatic about my beliefs and my convictions on the spiritual path. And again, I would say they're probably right. Does that mean that I'm an extreme fanatic? In this video, we will look at these two words, extremist, fanatic, and see how they can be seen in a positive or in a negative way. Krishna recommends in the Bhagavad Gita that we should have a moderate lifestyle, not overeating and not eating too less, not oversleeping and not sleeping too less. Therefore, he says a moderate lifestyle is the right approach for a spiritual aspirant. Also, the Buddha has given us this instruction. He has tried the extreme asceticism of renouncing everything, not eating, not sleeping, and has seen that it hasn't really brought him further. On the other hand, indulging in too much sense pleasures has also not brought him further. So again, he says the path of the middle, not the path of the extremes. Why would I then say that I am actually an extremist and even a fanatic? Well, mainly because when people call you like that, they want to provoke you. And if you try to deny such accusations, then you will soon find yourself in the trap, at least if you live a life like I do. And to avoid the dodging of bullets, you might as well admit the fact as it is. So in which sense am I an extremist? My spiritual master and the Holy Scriptures speak about the importance of life and the limited time we have in this lifetime. Everything my spiritual master and the Holy Scriptures have taught me made so far absolutely sense to me. Who am I? Why am I here? Those answers have been given. And therefore the time which was given becomes very precious and we shouldn't waste our time. And as much the Scriptures, God and the spiritual master gives us instruction to be moderate in our spiritual practice, he gives also a very clear instruction in what the purpose of life is and how we should live our life. In the Bible it is said you should firstly seek the kingdom of God and everything else will be given to you. Christ said that the highest command is to love your Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul and all your strength, and to love your neighbors as you love yourself. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Make me, make God, your only refuge place. Offer everything to me, everything you eat, everything you do, every sacrifice, every austerity. Everything should become an offering to God. So God should be the first priority. That is what the Scriptures teach and also what my spiritual master Paramahamsa Vishwananda continuously teaches. Seek first the kingdom of God. Enhance this eternal love relationship with God. And by de facto, this is an extreme statement, especially in our society where materialism is very dominant. The idea to focus on a spiritual goal becomes very, very weird and even extreme. After having explained why I am extreme or why I could be considered extreme on my spiritual path, let's now look at the point why I am a fanatic. For that, let's first see what is the origin of the word fanatic. So the word fanatic comes from the Latin word fanum, which actually means temple or sanctorum. Probably everybody of you is fan of something. A fan of a football team, a fan of a movie, a fan of some superstar, some personalities, or anything else. If you're a fan of anybody or anything, you fall into the category of being a fanatic, because the word fan is a shortened form of the word fanatic. So as we can see, it obviously depends what you are fanatic and extreme about. If you're a fan of divine unconditional love, and if you're extreme in growing in this divine unconditional love, growing in the love for yourself, for others, and for the absolute, then this kind of pursuit doesn't create harm to anybody and therefore is nothing which is bad. If on the other hand you become a fan of some secluded group, a fan of supremacy, and you become extreme in showing your supremacy and exclusivity, then you will probably start to condemn and harm other people. And that is a fanaticism and extremism which is obviously bad. Let's take some religious examples for this. If you're a follower of the Jain faith and you become an extremist and a fanatic in that mindset of the Jains, which has a very strong idea of ahimsa, non-violence, non-harming of other living entities, then what will you do? You will probably move very little or nothing so that you don't tremble and harm any insect, any living being. You might put on a mask so that you might not inhale any insect or living being. Well, this kind of lifestyle is a choice and it doesn't create harm to anybody. On the opposite, it is a lifestyle which is made to not create harm to anybody. And the more extreme you follow the principle of ahimsa or non-violence, the more you will be peaceful and non-harming. Is that something bad? I don't think so. On the other hand, if you are a follower of the Muslim faith, Islam, and you become a fanatic and extremist in that mindset, in that ideology, then we all know what will happen. Somebody who is a fanatic or an extremist in that religion will follow the instructions of the Quran, of the Holy Book, to the letter, and therefore will go about to convert and kill the infidels, all the non-believers. This kind of extremism and fanaticism brings obviously a lot of oppression, destruction, and evil with it. So we can see that fanaticism and extremism is not bad in itself. It depends to what it is directed. One is very harmful and very bad for oneself and for society, and the other one is not. In the path of Bhakti, in Bhakti Marga, it is directed to the selfless, loving service to God, who is in everybody and everything. Imagine what would happen if everybody in this world would become an extremely dedicated devotee, seeking only to serve and to love more. Well, that would create heaven on earth. Therefore, I invite you to become a devotee. Dive deeper into this adventure of knowing yourself. Get purified, realize more and more yourself and your eternal love relationship with God. If you want to join this path of love and devotion in Bhakti Marga, you don't need to become as extreme and fanatic as I am. But if you use your time to grow more and more in the love for God, then you will do a great service to yourself and to this world. Take the chance to meet my spiritual master, Paramahamsa Swami Vishwananda, because he is here to guide us, to uplift us, and to awaken this divine love inside of us. Jai Gurudev.